A common sight in American grocery stores today is a USDA organic label. This certified label was released nationwide in 2002, but you might be surprised to learn that it wasn't the first organic label in the country. Texas has that honor, and for that, we can thank the Texas Department of Agriculture.
Texas Agriculture Commissioner Jim Hightower says the foods with that label are more than good for you.
My mama, still up here in Denison, Texas, always told me, boy, don't put anything in your mouth unless you know where it came from. That is what our programs really are all about. We want it to come from Texas.
When we began the program in Texas, we started with the market. There's no use trying to get farmers to produce something if you can't tell them there's going to be a market for it. Once you've gone to the expense of producing it, that you're going to be able to sell it to somebody.
Very soon, when Texas shoppers buy a product labeled organic, they'll be assured that what they're getting really is free of pesticides and other chemicals. That's because the Texas Department of Agriculture has created this task force of producers, processors, retailers, and consumers to set standards for products that call themselves organic.
On the retail side, there was Minyards in Dallas and Randall's in Houston that were interested in this, and there was this little startup in Austin called Whole Foods, and they were on our task force for retail standards.
Whole Foods has now become the first of many Texas grocery chains approved to market certified Texas organic products.
And so we ended up writing standards for all of these different categories of organic market people. They basically helped me write through these in regulatory format.
The seal assures consumers that they're buying foods produced without pesticides or synthetic fertilizers.
To reach consumers, we had to have a label so that they would know this is an organic watermelon and this one is not. The one that's not didn't have any label at all, but the one that was organic, we put a premium on that, a marketing premium by having a tag. And then the stores could use that, the supermarkets and et cetera, and the restaurants could use that in their advertising, that we have organic, certified Texas organic produce here.
Hightower's administration strongly supported organics from his first election and employed many people from across the country who had been previously involved in the organic movement. This movement had already been growing throughout the century, but many more consumers turned to organics after the Alar scare of 1989, which concerned a chemical sprayed on apples called diminizide, or Alar.
It woke people up who weren't paying any attention to whether it was organic or not. It was food. And if it tasted good or approximately good, then good enough. So we had that dynamic, political dynamic bubbling all around the state, and again in families and in the marketing itself, the restaurants and supermarket people, they began to pay attention because of that. So the power of Meryl Streep and the power of science really is what propelled a sudden surge toward organic production.
The Texas poll shows most Texans think pesticides on food create a health risk, and nearly 2 out of 3 would be willing to pay more for organically grown food, although they can't always find organic produce.
Organics would have gone nowhere if we just initiated a program and stuck a label on fruit. It wouldn't have mattered at all. But the people were looking for it, and they were willing even to pay a premium for it, and that interested the farmers.
Growers will be re-inspected every year to ensure consumers that foods bearing the certified label are truly produced without pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, hormones, or antibiotics.
So that assured consumers that they were not just throwing money at something, but that they were actually getting the product that they were paying for.
The legacy is that organic agriculture is a $50 billion segment, right? I mean, $50 billion at the retail level. When consumers are looking for a label of assurance at a number of different levels, right? Organic is what they consider. Organic has become the default consumer-facing standard for food products.
And the claim, of course, is that well, without pesticides, we couldn't produce enough food for the world. Well, yes, we could, and in fact are in many cases. I mean, it's not small plot agriculture only. It is very big farm operations and very big processing corporations that are involved in it because it works.